Armah TV, bringing good things to life.
Hello there, good morning, and thanks for joining us on today's news bulletin. This is the AM News coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans Fifiata Mills High Street in Accra. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Edward TV Ghana, on YouTube at Edward TV GH, and around the world at edwardnewsonline.com. You can join us on social media with your opinion, your thought, and then we will read them out to you. My name is Jonathan Armah. Now, coming up in this bulletin, following the UTAG strike, the University Teachers Association of Ghana has admonished the National Labour Commission that they cannot compel them to return to the classroom. We'll bring you excerpts of that. And then also the Prof. Evans Fifiata Mills Memorial Heritage, I beg your pardon, has officially been launched. We'll give you excerpts of that. And then later in the bulletin, the Minority Upper West Caucus has admonished that matters of security for the Speaker must be handled expeditiously. We have details to that and more right on the news bulletin. Do stay. Just remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and competitive news. My name is Jonathan Armah. Now to our very first story. From the University Teachers Association of Ghana's strike, the General Secretary of the University of Ghana chapter of the UTAG has said the court compelling teachers to return to work will not solve their problems. According to Professor Jampo, teachers cannot be coerced to return to the classroom to teach. His comments comes after the National Labour Commission sued the University Teachers Association for its nationwide strike.
The National Labour Commission is imploring the court to secure an interlocutory injunction to compel university lecturers on strike to return to work. It said the suit is to also force UTAG to call off its strike in compliance with its 13 January directive. However, General Secretary of UG Chapter of UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo, said that teaching is not done by compulsion. He asked if an order asking teachers to go back to the lecture hall necessarily translates into improvements in conditions of service. Can you compel an angry and hungry teacher who is on strike fighting for better conditions of service to go back to the classroom to teach? Is teaching not based on conviction and one's own philosophy? Professor Jampo asked. Meanwhile, Fusua Samoa, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, has urged the university authorities to take responsibility and compel lecturers to resume lectures. However, a Facebook post by the General Secretary of the University of Ghana branch of UTAG, Professor Ransford Jampo, indicated that UTAG is prepared to meet the Commission in court if it comes to that.
But let's talk the launch of the John Evans Fifiata Mills Memorial Heritage. The JEA Memorial Heritage seeks to immortalize the late former President John Evans Fifiata Mills' persona, his time on earth, and his legacy as one of Ghana's most reputable presidents. The chairman for the Heritage, Alex Segbefia, unveiling the Heritage logo, called on all Ghanaians who believe in the late president's vision to join hands with him. The theme for the launch was 10 years on the man, John Evans Fifiata Mills.
During his tenure as President of the Republic, his vision for a better Ghana was operationalized in the Agenda for Shared Growth and Accelerated Development for a Better Ghana document, and this vision improved the standard living of many Ghanaians. His countenance and achievements are worth emulating by all who hold Ghana and its noble ideas at heart, and such serves as the basis upon which the John Evans Mills Memorial Heritage has been established. The event was attended by the former President John Dramani Mahama, representatives from the office of the former President John Ejekum Kufuor, President Akufo-Addo representatives, honorable members of Parliament, ambassadors, professors who took turns to make thematic presentation, with Mr. Kwame Pienim, elder statesman, giving the keynote address. According to the chairman for the Heritage, Alex Segbefia, the Heritage seeks to immortalize his persona, his time on earth, and his legacy as one of Ghana's most reputable presidents.
On the 9th anniversary of his passing last year, a group of academics, professionals, colleagues, former appointees, students, and families decided that an organization be created to preserve his heritage and his legacy. The group began to explore and expand on the concept of a Professor Mills heritage. From this group, a planning committee was established to actualize the concept. As a result, the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage was incorporated on the 14th of October 2021 at the Registrar General's Department as a not-for-profit, non-partisan, independent, charitable company limited by guarantee. The vision of the heritage is inspiring humanity for a better society. The mission of the heritage is to promote John Evans Atta Mills' unique view of society, to cause positive actions in strengthening democratic values and human advancement. Our strategic objectives are to continue to deepen the legacy of President John Evans Atta Mills' excellence in academia, sports, and governance, to build and protect the President Mills brand as a model servant leader who invested in his people, and to engage in charitable work. The values and principles of the late professor we wish to project and inculcate within our people are passion, excellence and integrity, effort and inclusiveness, accountability, commitment, and not the least, humility.
Furthermore, the heritage logo comprises of 3 symbols and 3 colors, which are
the logo of John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage, which will be unveiled today, is made up of 3 symbols and 3 colors. There is a symbol to the left of an open book, which signifies President Mills' deep involvement in academia, specifically in the areas of law and taxation. There is the symbol to the right of 2 hockey sticks and a hockey ball, which signifies his involvement in and contribution to sports. In the center of the logo is a presidential stool, which signifies his role in governance, in which area he rose to become the #1 gentleman of the land. In terms of colors, there's green, which signifies the fruitful farms of the land of his birth and its potential for development of the economy. Then there is gold or yellow, which signifies the richness of the land of Ghana in minerals and resources which yearns to be exploited for development. Finally, there is white, which reflects the purity and integrity of President Mills.
the heritage, he also disclosed, consists of 4 boards of directors and an advisory board.
It currently has a board of 4 directors, namely Dr. Sherry Aite, Honorable Samuel Atta Mills, Mr. C.C. Kwenu, and I, Alex Segbefia, as chairman of the board. Nana Oye Bampo Ado is our secretary to the board. An advisory council to the heritage has also been established. It comprises Mr. Kwame Pieni, Mr. James Bebaku Mensah, Mr. John Henry Mate Newman, Professor Agnes Atia Apusika, Dr. Esther Ofe-Abuaji, Togbi Afede the 14th, Agbobo Mefia of Asogli State, Mrs. Yvonne Boating, Alhaji Dr. Ahmed Vanderboy, Dr. Kadman Atta Mills, and Na Al-Hassan Andani.
Mr. Segbefia subsequently called on all Ghanaians who believe in the late president's vision to join hands with them.
The John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage is nevertheless a voluntary organization whose programs and activities are carried out entirely by volunteers. It is also funded entirely by volunteers. Indeed, this launch program has been funded by individuals and group volunteers. All who believe in the heritage of John Evans Atta Mills are therefore welcome to join the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Heritage. In pursuance of this, we have developed a program of activities for the heritage to cover a year-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of his death. There will be a series of John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Lectures, which will cover all the regions, possibly clustered into zones. The highlight of the lecture will be a major lecture to commemorate the 10th anniversary of his death in July, the month in which he died.
The official logo was hence unveiled by the former president, John Dramani Mahama.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to be joined to do the unveiling of the logo by Sami Atta Mills and the chairman of the board of the Atta Mills Memorial Heritage. I thank you very much. God bless us all.
May the soul of our late beloved President John Evans Atta Mills rest in the bosom of the Lord. May he continue to rest on. But away from that, the Upper West Caucus of the minority in Parliament has expressed their worry over inadequate response from the government over the lapse of security for the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin, ever since his military security details was withdrawn from Parliament. According to the team, the security of the Speaker is of paramount concern to the nation, just as the security of the other arms of government, and as such, the address of government on the matter is indeed essential to ensuring the safety of the Speaker. Speaking in a press conference in Parliament yesterday, Honorable Abdul Rashid Al-Hassan Pelpu, Member of Parliament for Uwa Central, who spoke on behalf of the caucus, says the lack of sufficient response by the government is generating worry. The caucus further urged the government to give adequate response to the worrying situation by the public in order to satisfy the complete security needs of the Speaker.
Voice to those of the many Ghanaians, including the minority side of Parliament, about the security issues raised on the Speaker. Essentially, for every public figure, security is crucial and must be taken seriously. An important issue which comes to play here is that the security provided for a public figure in any of the three arms of government is not compromised either by subjecting the security arrangements to full public knowledge and to reduce the adequacy of the security package to the disadvantage of the officer concerned. In the case of the Speaker of Parliament, the present Speaker, Honorable Alban Sumana Bagbin, all the security headlines mentioned here are breached. This inspires this deep concern about the apparent inaction by governments to address the issue, despite so many worries expressed variously by the public on the withdrawal of the military security from the official security setup of the Speaker. Our focus here is that, like any other leaders of the three arms of government, it is our belief that the security of the Speaker is of paramount concern to the people of Ghana and requires the government to rise to the responsibility of adequately addressing the present lapse, in which a military team, which was part of the military security details of the Speaker, was withdrawn. And despite all the complaints, government has said nothing about it. The lack of sufficient response by the government to the present situation is generating worry and compelling this briefing. We seek, therefore, to urge the government to give adequate response to the worrying situation by the myriads of the public to satisfy the complete security needs of the Speaker, if even it will require the reinstatement of the military team that had been withdrawn unilaterally by government. It is our expectation that matters of security must be handled expeditiously with adequate consultation and discussions away from public concerns. So this is a brief statement by the Upper West team. Our worry is that government is not taking adequate response, giving adequate response to the challenge we are facing, and there's a need for government to do something. We are worried about the lapse of security.
Let's still stay on issues regarding Parliament, but in some other development, Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has expressed disappointment not just over the inability of the Minister of Education, Honorable Yao Educhum, to appear before Parliament to answer urgent questions relating to education, but also about the nature of excuse as indicated in a letter by the Minister to seek his leave. In a letter dated 1st February 2022, Honorable Educhum has indicated that he could not appear before the House as he had to attend to some important matters. This, as well as the alleged delay of the submission of letter to leave the absent, did not go well with the minority. Majority Chief Whip Honorable Anodompre, however, indicated that the letter was submitted earlier on the set date.
You don't want to run away from the question that where is your Minister for Education? Because as far as we know, the Minister for Education is scheduled to answer questions. Except, Mr. Speaker, to add that as I sat here, Table brought me a letter dated 1st February 2022, parliamentary questions, and a request from the Minister for Education for the rescheduling of the question to 9 February 2022. So assure the members affected that their questions will be rescheduled by the Business Committee for 9 February. Then too, Mr. Speaker, if you read the Minister's letter, the last paragraph, it reads, Honorable Minister will be engaged in an official assignment. Why? Coming to Parliament and responding to Parliament is an equally important official assignment. Where is he? And then you bring us a letter only in the morning when you are supposed to be here to answer questions. Where is the Minister for Education? You don't write to us in the morning. You bring a letter in the morning when you are unavoidably absent to ask for it. But Mr. Speaker, I won't drag this matter. But the members who are affected need to be assured that their questions will be reprogrammed for 9 February and a further assurance from the whip. Are you in charge? That your Minister for Education will be here to respond to those questions. Thank you.
I'm in total agreement with my senior colleague, except to say that the very correspondence that the minority leader referenced, coming from the outfit of the minister, is dated the 1st of February. And I engaged the table office. I'm fully aware that this correspondence got to this house yesterday. So maybe that is for your information. The other aspect of informing the members involved, I assure the leader that we'll do the needful. I thought that we had an agreement at conclave, but be it as it may, we will assure all the members involved. And Speaker, I also want to guarantee that I've engaged the minister who has assured that the date communicated will be respected, and he will come to the chamber and do the needful. So, Speaker, I'm seeking your leave to vary the order of business for us to take item number 6.
Stay with us now to some updates in the world of business. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers has served a 7-day ultimatum to the government for the immediate reversal of the Price Stabilization and Recovery Levy. The Executive Secretary, Duncan Armah, described the reinstatement of the prices as insensitive and a slap on the faces of the petroleum consumers.
Mr. Dankanamwa said authorities could have found ingenious ways of reducing prices to foster fluidity in the consumption for consumers. He iterated their readiness to picket the finance ministry if prices are not reversed within the next 7 days. He stressed that the president saw the hardship that Ghanaians were going through and in November and December last year called for the suspension of the levy. Collecting the levies of this nature is insensitive and will be fiercely contested, he fumed. President Akufo-Addo had directed the National Petroleum Authority to extend the removal of the price stabilization and recovery levy on petrol, diesel and liquefied petroleum gas to the end of January 2022. Following the exhaustion of the grace period, the NPA, however, restored the PSRLS. The NPA, in a statement, informed all oil marketing companies and LPG marketing companies that effective February 1, 2022, the PSRLS on petrol, diesel and LPG will be fully restored. The restored PSRL is 16 pesos per litre on petrol, 14 pesos per litre on diesel, and 14 pesos per kilogram on LPG.
More updates. Magdan Aviation Services says it has suspended operations of its recently launched private jet services at the Terminal 1 of the Kotoka International Airport in Accra. That is due to a fact that the Magdan operations are having a conversation with the management of the Kotoka International Airport.
The managing director of the company has confirmed that they are following through with the Ghana Airports Company Limited's order to suspend operations. The letter reads, "We are writing to officially inform you about our decision to suspend our operations at the fixed base operator with immediate effect." Magdan explained that this is to pave way to thoroughly engage the GACL and all key stakeholders on the way forward. The airports company ordered Magdan Aviation to suspend the use of Terminal 1 until further notice. In a letter signed on January 31 by the managing director of the airports company, Yao Kwakwa, he referenced a notice to the company to suspend its inauguration of the private jet terminal, which was not adhered to. Consequently, Mr. Kwakwa said, "We noted with concern your failure to comply with the directive despite the outstanding issues on the prior terms and conditions of the use of the operations of Terminal 1 as a private jet terminal."
Stay closely on this matter to give you more as and when development unfolds in that state. But away from that, this how far will come to you with the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifth Mills High Street in Accra. For more news, do well to log on to our website on adwanewsonline.com. Until then, my name is Jonathan Armah. Stay safe. Have a wonderful morning.